There is a Britney Spears connection in the new Diddy lawsuit. Some of the people named were also the ones involved in Britney Spears' conservatorship, and now they are being dragged down with Diddy.
Late Friday night, Britney hit 3 hotspots and was snapped at Caesar's Palace at Pure Nightclub with P. Diddy.
Everybody's getting caught up in something. I'm cured now, though, everybody. I'm cured. Everything's good. You know, y'all can have me over for dinner. Everything is good.
Bar lights flash, smartphones fire, and they're in the middle of Las Vegas's Jet Nightclub, just hours before Britney Spears' most infamous onstage stumble. Stands Sean Diddy Combs, arm draped around the pop princess. Those once-forgotten snapshots have resurfaced inside a federal courtroom 17 years later, and they're raising a question no one saw coming. Did one wild night out quietly link 2 of music's biggest implosions? Tonight, we're rewinding to September 2007 to follow Britney from velvet rope VIP booths straight to the limelight disaster that redefined her career, while tracking how that same party now anchors testimony in Diddy's racketeering-related trial.
So bringing the new year's looking boys and girls, here tonight, Miss Britney Spears!
What's up, Vegas? Are you guys happy to be here right now? I am too. You guys gotta look on television. It's 27 seconds. 25. Just remember, what happens in Vegas always stays.
From newly uncovered guest lists to behind-the-scenes pressure that pushed Britney on stage unprepared, every detail pulls a new thread in 2 tangled legacies. Ready to see how a single evening might reshape pop history and a courtroom verdict at the same time? Let's dive in. On May 15th, 2025, during a federal trial that's captivated headlines, Cassie Ventura took the stand and casually dropped a name that caught everyone off guard: Britney Spears. While testifying about her early relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, Cassie mentioned her 21st birthday party at Jet Nightclub in Las Vegas on September 8th, 2007. According to her, Britney and producer Dallas Austin were among the celebrity guests Diddy brought to the club that night. Sean was there, and he brought Dallas Austin, Britney Spears. I think those were the 2 people that stand out to me, she told the court. Within hours, old party photos from that night began making the rounds online. In them, Britney appears in a tan slip dress and rhinestone straps, paired with a gray plaid fedora. Diddy, dressed in a white t-shirt and jeans, poses next to her. Cassie stands nearby wearing a white tank and gold trousers.
Cassie name-dropped Britney Spears in the Diddy trial. So Cassie stated that Britney Spears was present at her 21st birthday party in 2007, which just so happened to be the night before the 2007 VMAs.
Say, give Britney a break.
Give Britney or any woman or children, you're supposed to have rules to the game. There's supposed to be, there gotta be rules to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And don't put nobody in danger driving.
In one photo, Paris Hilton also makes a surprise cameo, casually tucked into the crowd of early 2000s royalty. The pictures, once dismissed as harmless party shots, now carry a different weight, because the night they captured wasn't just the eve of Britney's career low. It was, according to prosecutors, the moment a troubling pattern began in Diddy's world too. But what really happened inside Jet that night? The scene inside Jet Nightclub on September 8th, 2007, was peak 2000 glamour. Velvet ropes, champagne towers, and a guest list packed with A-list names. The occasion? Cassie Ventura's 21st birthday, hosted by none other than Sean Diddy Combs. But what was framed as a celebration has now taken on a darker tone inside the courtroom. According to Cassie's testimony, that night marked a turning point in her relationship with Diddy. She told jurors that it was the first time he kissed her, an experience that reportedly left her in tears. Prosecutors now highlight that moment as the beginning of what they describe as a manipulative, high-control dynamic. Diddy, of course, denies all allegations and has pleaded not guilty to the federal charges he faces. But it wasn't just Cassie and Diddy at the center of attention that night. Britney Spears, already in the public eye for her turbulent 2007, was photographed laughing, dancing, and mingling with the group. Other photos show Paris Hilton and Dallas Austin nearby, draped in VIP glamour. Rumors have since swirled online, suggesting the party went well into the early morning hours and included endless champagne, secluded booths, and private conversations away from cameras. While no wrongdoing has been officially tied to that night, its reappearance in 2025 testimony has raised new questions about the tone and nature of these high-profile gatherings. And for Britney, that glittering night out came just hours before the performance that would redefine her public image forever. Less than 24 hours after that glitzy night at Jet Nightclub, Britney Spears stepped onto one of the most watched stages in music history and immediately became the center of a media firestorm. What looked like a fun night out quickly unraveled into one of the most infamous performances in VMA history. But behind the scenes, the reality was far more complicated. In her 2023 memoir, The Woman in Me, Britney revealed that she had been pushed by her team to perform at the 2007 MTV Video Music Awards to promote her upcoming album Blackout, even though she wasn't ready. "I didn't want to, but my team was pressuring me to get out there and show the world I was fine," she wrote. "The only problem with this plan, I was not fine." In the 36 hours between the Jet party and her stage time, Britney says she barely slept. She described feeling dizzy, overwhelmed, and physically unwell. Her costume didn't fit, her hair extensions were falling out, and the intense pressure about her appearance weighed heavily on her. It had been less than a year since giving birth to her second child, and yet the industry and media expected her to bounce back instantly. Worse yet, the night of the VMAs brought an unexpected run-in with her ex-boyfriend Justin Timberlake, who was also performing that year. "I was having a panic attack," she wrote. "I hated the way I looked. I hadn't rehearsed enough. I knew it was going to be bad." What followed wasn't just a shaky performance. It was a moment that would be replayed, mocked, and memed for years. But it wasn't just about what happened on stage. It was everything leading up to it that made the fallout inevitable. When Britney Spears walked onto the stage of the 2007 MTV Video Music Awards to perform Gimme More, the energy in the room shifted, and not in the way anyone hoped. Dressed in a glittery black two-piece and high heels, she moved stiffly, visibly out of sync with the choreography, her expression flat and distant. Cameras panned across the crowd, capturing stunned faces from stars like Rihanna and 50 Cent, as whispers quickly turned into open disbelief. For viewers at home, it was a shock. For the tabloids, it was a feeding frenzy. Almost instantly, headlines labeled the set a disaster. Terms like meltdown, crash and burn, and embarrassing flooded blogs and morning talk shows. Late-night hosts skewered her performance. Some blamed her alleged partying the night before, while others fixated on her appearance, ignoring the obvious signs that Britney was struggling far beneath the surface. But her fans saw something different. A young woman being pushed to perform under unbearable pressure. The lack of rehearsal, the postpartum body scrutiny, the emotional toll of her custody battle and divorce. All of it collided on that stage in front of millions. And while the world mocked Britney for faltering, the real damage was happening behind the scenes. The VMAs weren't just a bad night. They were the start of a downward spiral that would lead to public breakdowns, court battles, and eventually, years of conservatorship. But as it turns out, that same night would come back into focus nearly 2 decades later. Not because of Britney, but because of who else was in the room with her. Fast forward to 2025, and that seemingly glamorous night at Jet Nightclub is now a key moment in a federal courtroom. Not for Britney, but for Sean Diddy Combs. As part of a sweeping case that includes charges of racketeering, trafficking, and coercion, Cassie Ventura took the stand and detailed how her relationship with Diddy began. According to her, that September 8th, 2007 birthday party wasn't just a celebration. It was the moment everything changed. She testified that Diddy kissed her for the first time that night. A moment, she said, left her shaken and visibly upset. Prosecutors are pointing to it as the origin of what they allege became a controlling, exploitative dynamic. Britney's presence that night, along with Dallas Austin and other high-profile guests, is being used to illustrate Diddy's influence and access, painting a picture of a man whose social circle included the most powerful names in entertainment. While Diddy has pleaded not guilty and denies all accusations, the case continues to grow more complex. Prosecutors argue that Cassie's story shows a clear pattern of manipulation, while the defense insists their relationship was consensual and the events are being twisted by people seeking attention or payouts. Nearly 2 decades later, that weekend in Las Vegas has become more than just a pop culture footnote. It's a crossroads in 2 of music's most dramatic arcs. On one side, Britney Spears' infamous performance is now viewed not as a fall from grace, but as a tragic snapshot of a young woman pushed too far. On the other, Sean Diddy Combs is fighting for his freedom in a trial where that same night has resurfaced as potential evidence of deeper patterns. Online, theories swirl. Some fans argue the resurfaced photos simply highlight how far Britney has come, a symbol of survival. Others wonder whether these courtroom connections could hint at broader industry secrets still buried. So far, most of it remains speculation, but the timing of these resurfaced moments is impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Cassie's testimony continues, and with every new name mentioned, headlines light up. Legal experts say more celebrity witnesses could follow, though nothing has been confirmed. As the case stretches on, the cultural overlap between fame, power, and silence is becoming harder to dismiss. What began as a single night of flashing cameras and nightclub selfies now raises much larger questions. How do we protect the people behind the personas? Who gets held accountable when the lights go off? And perhaps the biggest one, are we finally ready to look back at that weekend? Not just with curiosity, but with clarity? Because the deeper this trial digs, the more it seems that the stories we thought we knew were only the surface of something far more complicated.